Welcome children. Today's class I am going to discuss how to use select query in Python SQL interface or the connection between Python and SQL. How can you use select query? Before starting that one, which module you will use in Python SQL interface? Yes, it is mysql.connector. Now, which all the basic methods you needed to connect Python with SQL? Basic methods used to connect Python with SQL. The first one is connect method. And what's the purpose of connect method? It is used to connect Python with the SQL. And second one is cursor method, which is used to create a cursor object. Using the cursor object, we are executing our query. And which method you will use to execute a query? It is execute is the method used to execute a query. These are the basic methods we are using to connect Python with SQL. Now I am going to say how to use select query in Python SQL interface. First of all, I'll open an empty screen. And the first line is your import line. Import mysql dot connector and one alias name. I am going to give alias name as myconnect, mycon. Okay. Now, next I am going to use our connect method. So, c equal to mycon dot connect, and how many arguments for the connect? It is 3 arguments. One is host, second one is username, third one is password, and fourth one is database name. So the first one is host equal to localhost, and second one is username, user equal to root, and third one is password. I told you password, you can write it as password, passwd equal to that also root, and the fourth argument is database. Database is equal to, last class we used the database employee. Here also I am going to use the same database employee. Now there is a connection is established between Python and SQL. Next I am going to create a cursor object. So mcursor equal to mc.cursor cursor. Now cursor object is created. Next step we have to use our select query. So I am going to use our select query mcur dot execute. Execute is the method to execute the query statements. So select star from EMB. EMB is the table which we created last class. So I am going to use the same table itself. Now I will show you what are the content there in the EMB table. This is use employee. Yes. Now show tables. It is show tables. Show tables. EMP table is there. Select star from EMP. Now 3 records are there in the EMP table. Now come back here in the Python screen. Now this is not the screen. Select star from EMP. Next step, I am going to extract one by one record from mcursor. Select star from EMB will extract the entire content of the EMB table and which will be there in the cursor object mcur. Now I want to display the entire content of the mcur into our screen. So here I am going to use another object that is another, not object, another method. Another method is fetch all. Fetch all will fetch all the records from my cursor. It will extract all the records from my cursor and it can store that in one variable. I am going to store that in a variable data equal to m cursor, that is a cursor object dot, the method name is fetch all. Method name is fetch all. So by using the fetch all method, the entire records extracted and stored in the variable data. Next, I want to display the entire record on your screen. So for k in data. So one by one we are extracting the data from k. Extracting the data records from data, and I am going to display that on the screen. Print k. See that only the new thing what you are studying here is fetch all. Fetch all will extract the entire records from the cursor object and which will be stored in the specified variable. Now that's using the for loop, one by one records they are extracting and displaying on screen. I am going to run this program. I am going to save the program. Check it, any error is there or not? Yes, see that now this is the first record, second record and third record. Now it is showing you the output. Now what you understood from this output? See that output is displaying in the form of a tuple. 120, see me, 4500, 45,000 and none. What is this none means? Already I created an additional attribute age over there. That is why the none is displaying over there. Now there is no record over there, values over there. Here, yes. So 120, see me, this one, and this is the last one, last attribute value. Now the records are displaying in the form of a tuple. See that it is a tuple represented in the form of a tuple. Now I am going to edit this program. I want to format this data in a particular way. So in CSV file, I told you can use a method named to format. We studied in CSV file to display the data in tabular form by using the method format. Same format method I am going to use it over here also. Now see that now that is in the form of a tuple. The content of k at first time when the for loop is executed, that k content will be a tuple. Now I am going to use for j in k. That means the first element of k will be extracted and I am going to print and our formatting method colon less than 10 and here it is close single quote dot format and j. Last class I told you what is the use of that 20. 20 means 20 spaces will be specified for that data j and that will be left aligned. Data will be displayed as left aligned. Here I am going to change this into 10. Otherwise you won't get enough space on the screen. So 10 spaces for the data j and which will be left aligned. And the next data should come on the same line. So that is why I am going to use end equal to empty. See that once again from this data one tuple will be there in the variable k. From the tuple the first value will be extracted and the first value will be displayed with its size space 10. Altogether it can take 10 spaces. From within that 10 spaces it will be displayed as the left aligned value. Now once that particular record is over, that particular tuple value is over, then you have to move the record or the cursor to the next line. That is why I am using that print over there. So once the inner for loop is executed, one full tuple will be displayed on the screen. After that, you have to move the cursor to the next line. That is why I am using that print over there. And try out, run this program. Here, string passed. See then 120, it is in a table format, it is displaying in a table format. I didn't mention any heading over there, that is why that heading attribute name is not displaying over there. We use the query select star, so that will extract only the records, not the attribute name. So see that the attributes will be displayed in a tabular format. Now if you want to display the heading also, that also you can mention the same way. I am going to mention the heading over here, the same print format, print less than 10 dot format, and the first heading is employee number, so I am going to give the heading as number, comma, end equal to. Same way the second heading you can give, print less than 10. You can change that number format, depends upon, now my font size is big, so I can give maximum of 10 size. If it is 20, it will not display on the same line. That is why I am using 10 size. Name, yes, then only two heading I am going to display over here. One more bracket I have to close it over here. Check it how it is coming. Colons. I didn't put the colon over there. Colon, and here also the same colon, and run the program. So you have to try out this program, then only you will get an idea about how to format. See that number, name, all these things will come out like this. Now if you want to display, now I use that less than sign, that means it is left aligned. If you want to display it on the middle, then you can give this some key is there, up arrow key. Yes, it is there. Yes, try out this how it is coming now. Yes, see that it is centered out of that 10 spaces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This much of spaces is allotted for the number. Within that it is coming on the middle. That is why it is coming that part. Now change that into, instead of that up arrow, change that into greater than sign. Now you can see the difference. When you use that greater than sign, see the difference, it is coming on the right align. Within that 10 spaces, it is right align. See that right 10 spaces coming over there, the right align is displaying over there. So this is the way you can format the data. So what you studied is just fetch all. Fetch all means it will extract the entire records from the cursor object, and which will be stored in the specified variable. That is use of fetch all. Now there is another method is there, fetch many. I will show you that fetch many program. Fetch many method, not program, method. It is 9. Now in my EMB table we have 3 records are there. Instead of this fetch all, I am going to use fetch many. I just made changes only for that function fetch many 2. So that means only 2 records will be extracted from that cursor object. Only two specified number of records will be extracted from this cursor object. And here run the program. See the difference. See that only two records are extracted and which will be displayed on the screen. That is the use of fetch many. And there is another method is there, fetch one. That means it will extract only one record at a time. Fetch one will extract only one record at a time. Now that also I will show you. When you extract, when you use this fetch menu one function, here I am going to use fetch all will extract the entire records at the same time. Fetch one will extract only one record at a time. But I want to display the entire content of the table in my screen. So one record at a time I want to extract and I want to display the whole content on your screen. So for that purpose I am going to edit this program in this way. Here two headings are there. Heading will be displayed as it is. I am not changing that heading part. Changes taking place only for this function fetch 1. Fetch 1. There is no argument, it is an empty function. So fetch 1. Now this function I am going to use this way. While I am going to extract one record at a time and extracting entire records by using a loop and displaying on your screen. That is the thing I am going to do it here. At a time one record is extracting and using a loop it is repeatedly extracting and displaying on your screen. Yes, while true, try block, fetch one record is extracted and which will be displayed on the screen. It is displayed of formatting, and here so in this case only one record is there. Do you need two for loop over there? No, only one for loop is needed. So I am going to remove the first for loop, only one record. So data will contain only one record at a time. And from the data, I am extracting here. Data, yes. So one value or one first attribute value will be extracted and stored in the variable j and which will be displayed over there. Can you say what is the purpose of this str? I didn't mention that anywhere here. So what is the purpose of this str? So actually the data is in the form of a tuple. From that I am extracting and it's converted into a string and display on your screen. Next, yes, try, and I didn't use the except block. It is except. That means one by one extracting, and after that if you reach at the end of that extraction part or at the end of that cursor object, then there will not be any record at all there. So you have to come out of the loop. That is why I am using that break over there. So it will that while loop will be repeatedly executed till you reach at the end of the cursor object. Once you reach at the end of the cursor object, the exit block will be executed and you come out of the break will be executed. You come out of the for loop, while loops, not for loop. Now run this program. See that it is executed, extracted one by one and records and displayed on your screen. There is a use of your fetch one method. One at a time extracted and displayed on your screen. So now we studied three methods. One is fetch one, that will extract one record at a time from the cursor object. Second one, fetch many. Fetch many has an argument is there. So specified number of values or records will be extracted from the cursor object by using fetch many. and fetch all will extract the entire records from the cursor object. And now we have one more function is there, or one more, it is not a function, we can call it as a statement because there is no empty bracket over there. It is not mentioned as a function. Now we have a statement is there, that is a row count. Row count will count the record number of the record, or you can say it is used to find the total number of records in the cursor object. Record number. Now I am going to use print at last. Print my cursor object is MCUR. Yes, now you can see the screen. Dot row count. See that there is no empty bracket, and run this program. Say the total number of records is 3. Actually, it is not counting the total number of records. Each time wherever the cursor, that particular record number will be displayed. See that I will show you here. Instead of displaying over there, after the first fetch one, I am going to use here print MCUR dot row count. Now check it how it is working. See that 1, 2, 3. That current record number is displaying over there. Now we studied 4 different types of methods of cursor object. Fetch one, fetch many, fetch all, and row count. So this is your select query. This is the way you can use your select query. Same way you can use where clause along with the select query. That we can study in next class. Now try out this program in your screen also, in your Python screen also try out and compare it with the values which you stored in the MySQL. Okay children, thank you.